Greetings, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. To those who are coming back here, not for the first time, thank you so much. Especially those who asked that we please continue with the series. I know it's not something to enjoy, but I do know that we have true crime consumers. And those who are new here, welcome to our space here. Please let us start by subscribing. Click on that subscribe button. Click on the notification bell too. Let us like, let us share. And by liking, that does not mean that we like what happened in these cases, but yes, it's just to help us with the algorithm and to get this video more out there. Because on this space here, we do true crime in the South African context. We report on under the radar cases, cases that are not well documented, not well reported. And our main focus is usually on the marginalized groups in South Africa. And we do have an intention in doing this, but sometimes we do cover the more well-known cases, but also there will be an intention behind us covering those cases because yeah, there is enough reports, there is enough follow-up on those ones. And we do hope with the dead end cases we will have this platform in order for us to be able to follow up whenever we receive an update. So we closely monitor okay, what's been happening on this case. So yes, let us get into today. So today we are covering the case of Athule Mahlathini, a 24-year-old trans woman who lost their lives so early at the age of 24. So content warnings for today's case. So there will be arson mentioned. It is a hate crime, definitely. And there is violence. And yeah, if that is not your cup of tea, please go check out our other platform, Stoned Queer, where we do, yeah, the lighter stuff. But it's serious. It's serious stuff. But yeah, it's not gruesome. It's not low vibrational. We do like high vibrational stuff there. So if that is more your cup of tea, please go check out what we do on that platform. But for the true crime junkies like myself here, let us go into today's case. And yes, like I said, in the comment section, I do have disclaimers for the comments. I would like us to engage in the comment section, but with this disclaimer from myself here, let us remember that these are real people, these are human beings. These are people with real families and real friends and real communities that they existed in, and they do have real lives that they lived. So let us be respectful. If we cannot give much to them, let us be respectful in the comment section. Let us be respectful and kind because, yeah, we don't know which friend or which family member might bump into this, and that would trigger something else in them, you know. So, yeah, let us, yeah, those are just the ground rules that we have on our platform here. So let us get into today's narration, I guess, because yeah, I don't know how I feel by referring to it as a case today. But anyway, let us get into today's case. Today's case, we are gonna be focusing on the province of of the Eastern Cape, in the city of Gqeberha, in a township called Motherwell, where yes, like I usually say that, yeah, I think, yeah, for certain lifestyles it requires money, you know. It's so unfortunate, especially if you check out last week's case that we did. There's a comment that has been sitting on my mind for the longest, that in townships it is not advisable for you to live as your true self, you know, which is really unfair. But now somebody needs to choose for, okay, safety or true to me, you know, and it's really unfair. So we are in Gqeberha, which was previously known as Port Elizabeth. And yes, our people decided, you know, this needs a renaming, and I actually like saying this word, Gqeberha. So we'll be in Motherwell, and we'll be focusing on this fallen queen, Athule Mahlathini. So because of who they were transgender women. So we will be using the pronouns she and her to respect also their preference, their humanness as well. So Athule was born on the 5th of December in 1997, and unfortunately met their untimely death on the 7th of August in 2022. Athule according to reports from their friends, from their family members, this was a person who was so kind. I know, like when doing the research, a lot of comments of, but umuntu olunge kanje, kanje, how can such a good person meet their death in such a horrific manner? A person who was so respectful, a person who was literally spreading love. I don't know why people are anti-love, or is it other entities that we are not maybe aware of, that we are sleeping on the job on? But how can anybody be anti-love? So this person was just full of life, had fun, took care of their friends. There's a friend who reported that there was a time where they did not go to school, and in that not going to school, Athule contacted them on some, how don't be Ntombi no papa was the word that, yeah, they will fondly call each other. And papa would basically mean like a baby or my love kind of thing in the Xhosa language that we have here. I don't know if it's a certain group of Xhosa people, but I know they're in the Eastern Cape. Yeah, they do use it a lot. Baba Teni, that you didn't come to school today. So this was a person also who had her own, visions of life. And you would see in how they presented themselves as well. With, this is a person that has a lot of self love for themselves and a lot of love for other people as well. And I still don't get how anybody can be against that. But anyway, Athule went to Arrowville Secondary School. Not We're not finding reports of where they went for primary school to get a feel if this person has just been consistent in who they were from their young age up until they met their untimely unaliving. But she went to Arrowville Secondary School and completed there, and then furthered their studies in a tertiary institution in Somerset East. And this was at the Eastern Cape College in Grahamstown, where they studied finance and then proceeded with business management. And she had big dreams, like I'm saying, that, what, I'm going to move. So I know for some of us, we are so scared to like detach from mama, detach from papa, detach in such a major way, or I don't know, maybe familiarity for some of us is, yeah, it's comforting. It's a safety cocoon because of whatever issues, your safety being compromised when you're earlier, or you need warmness close to you. But this was a person, she was like, when she's done here, she's leaving the Eastern Cape. So this is, yes, I did say in Motherwell. So she's leaving the Eastern Cape and wants to go pursue her dreams in Welkom. So Welkom is in another province of ours here in South Africa, mainly Sotho speaking, but it's also another area where the Sotho people can speak Xhosa. The Xhosa people can speak Sotho. But yeah, it's predominantly Xhosa, predominantly Sotho speakers in that area. So it is in the Free State, and probably before South Africa, or the making of South Africa, when it was still under colonial powers, it might have been under the Moshoeshoe rule, or that Bantu stands of the Basotho people. I'm not too sure if Botswana Bateng as well there, but yeah, we do find in our areas there would be like a majority of a certain group of people and majority of, and then yeah, other subgroups there. But because as a people we knew how to live, yes, and live, to live in harmony with each other. So yeah, so she wanted to pursue her dreams whenever they finished their tertiary college education, and go all the way to Welkom to pursue the dreams. Not a mention is mentioned on dreams, but I don't want to pry into that either, because dreams are personal. It's like, yeah, some things that you owe your own dreams, so you don't have to share with everybody else who would see what your dreams are. But anyway, so like I'm saying, so she was a trans woman, so she presented herself in a more feminine way, if you like. Yeah, so yeah, maybe also we need to move from this gendering of clothing as well. But anyway, so they presented themselves as a trans woman. She'd wear like your wigs, the makeup, face beat on 100 on 100. So you could see, Ben, like if you're an energy reader, you can see that, man, this person is like Kimoto, man, Kimoto. They just have this lovingness about them. Anyway, let us fast forward now. So she was quite young. So in that year, she was gonna turn 25. Unfortunately, this was in August where she met her death. And this was literally, yeah, a very sad occurrence. Very short, very not a lot of reports can be found, Uguti, that this person experienced hate prior in such a manner. Obviously, you would hear the slight remarks here and there, where, yeah, you would cringe. And yeah, with some of us, I think we have learned how to exist in those spaces. But yeah, we're dealing with boundaries now. Now we're not forcing ourselves in spaces where, this is compromising my safety, is compromising my flow of energy, my chakra alignment. So some of us have deliberately removed ourselves from spaces where people don't know how to operate from love. All right. But anyway, so there's not a lot of reports where, okay, did this person experience a violent hate crime prior or not? But on the 7th of August in 2022, this was when this very scary thing took place. So, with this marginalized community, there's a lot of dynamics here at play. And like I'm saying, Hore, and like I said in the case that we covered last week, that, with a lot of these cases, when you're living your life in let's say, alternate to what people, yeah, feel comfortable in. And I don't know why we need to make people feel comfortable if it has nothing to do with them. You're not borrowing their boob, you're not borrowing their phallus, you're not borrowing their their reproductive area in any manner, or their soul, or anything like that. And for a person to just want to be attacking you on that front, it's just ludicrous for me. But yeah, like it seems that, money provides some sort of safety for you if you are living, it's not even an alternative lifestyle. If you're living true to yourself, where people don't agree to your lifestyle, or people just want to box you in this box of theirs, or just want you to, yeah, pick a side or whatever it is. And in South Africa, we've seen a lot of cases where there would be corrective or perceived corrective measures that these monsters want to take. So with trans women, they are majority, and this is a global pandemic. Actually, it's not just in the South African context, but with our country, we are such a violent country. And if you are spiritual also, and you look more into the causes versus the effect, like there's a lot of cleansings that needs to happen here. But obviously, with the circular world that we're living in, and the world that we have married ourselves in, certain things would be looked down upon, or we're operating now from a colonial mind. We need to close this thing, yeah, witchcraft act or whatever it is. Or even, I got so shocked the other day that, yeah, in some religious spaces, even a use of a crystal is like a hullabaloo, or something that comes naturally from the plant, like a cactus plant, because plants speak, plants are also living entities. And people also still feel, oh my God, because of the colonial powers that have been imposed on us and as a people. So we living in fear a lot, which is another low vibrating energy, man. So, ooh, pardon me, not even pardon, so goes out. Anyway, excuse me about that. But anyway, so yeah, so with trans women, they meet a lot of violence. Trans women and trans men, actually, they meet a lot of violence in that manner, where now the more masculine presenting people would want to impose their power. So it's another thing that I think I'd want to understand with RAPE, and with, yeah, like, yeah, actually, I wanna study how the mind works, or how the mental faculties work, especially for people who, yeah, are outlying, but outlying in a low vibrational manner. Anyway, so, and also what you would notice here, and I'd also link it to a pandemic that we experience now in South Africa, depending on whatever it is that you believe in. Some people believe, no, this was by design, this one was cooked in the lab. But the whole HIV thing, right? So I'm going to tell a little story now. But with trans people, if you chill around them, or let me say marginalized groups, not we're not going on like the black women, we're going now, specifically in the LGBTQI plus community now. With these marginalized groups, so there is a lot of masculine presenting or um, perceived straight men or cis het men who busigu ba re nyonyobela, okay, not re, I'll say re because I'm part of the clan, the rainbow clan, but they would nyonyoba to these trans men, during the day. It's this that have like high and highly charged views on transgender people, or yeah, people in us, the rainbow babies, that have like highly charged views. But then when it's nighttime, hence the term where after nine would come from. When it's nighttime, ba nyonyoba, or they are married men, or have chosen to or some people about a curiosity thing, but now it's that thing that I like also referring to. Hore internalized self-hate is so dangerous because it bubbles like yaprua. When you enclose something, or when you if you're an herbalist or you work with a brewing stuff, when something is enclosed, and now the particles are joining together and this fermentation happened. The minute you open that lid, like ya parsa, like it's just this explosion. So this little implosion that is forming inside of you, which is that self hate. The minute it gets an outlet and it explodes. So the little story that I want to tell, I remember when my parents were going through their separation. So my mother had to go live elsewhere, right? So I met, so in that also, this was me going through like my, I think the going saying then, I think this was, yeah, in the early 2000s. So the going saying, yeah, early and mid 2000s. Or in my generation, we used to say something like, I need to go find myself. So yeah, you new age kids, you guys have your own terms now. But yeah, I need to go find myself. So I remember I took a taxi from Pretoria, and then I went to my grandparents' home, the home in Johannesburg. So I went there, and yeah, just trying to reconnect to myself. So I found this childhood friend of mine, but obviously now, like, because of whatever influences and how we grew up hard, we're very different. But she had a group of friends, and in this group of friends, yeah, I don't know if this was a thing that, yeah, they identified themselves by, but this is now in the rise of the HIV. Not even the rise, in when HIV was still like this huge thing. But they would decide, oh no, they're gonna hang this girl, the late. So they would hang, and then now like it cocas, so I'd go like chill. So because I like understanding people, I never like judging people in a certain manner, I try not to judge. So I would go and engage, like interrogate whatever misconceptions that we would have about certain people, and because I was so excited, the life at township as well. So this was also maybe a selfish reason or self-centered reason, hore ke batla experience ka si life, so we'd go ko dipieng. So like le kwa ko dipieng, they used to call it hospice, and this would be denoting hore I know sonke lana siya treka. So I'd go chill there with them, and you would see how now these men would be with these girls hore no, during the day, like they'd be so hateful, so hateful. But at nighttime, when we go clubbing or grooving, ha se ba kentse the eyelash bokele, ba se ba kentse manala, and they dress nice and makeup and whatnot. And I remember this girl, like I was so fond of her because I'm like, oh, you could tell that this girl, if she took care of herself, you could tell her she was super hot in her days. So, but yeah, I guess those who knew her prior, and yeah, makeup enhances your beauty anyway. So when we'd go out, I remember there was a time where, yeah, I ended up in this dingy place, and you would see the very same people, Baba Tugayo, during the day, but they're there faffing and wanting bams from these girls, and you're like, how? Kanti, why is your opinion not consistent? And this girl, she would literally say, during the day, basically, which is a trekker, so I liken it now to the experience that a lot of trans people would go through, where, yeah, during the day, or their boyfriends are married or whatever it is, or bako the closet, or whatever it is, or they want to be seen with, I know, there's this book I read, but yeah, it's based on it's in the Philippines, yeah, but that Asian market, so where they have, yeah, they've lost, I think there's words, I don't know if it's derogatory now, but yes, the book is called Lady Boys or something like that. Yeah, there's also documentaries on that. But yeah, once you understand people, man, once you give yourself the chance to understand people, you get to see the human in them, you get to see the God in them, because I feel we are so obsessed, not as a people. Like sex, yeah, somebody else, like we are so obsessed. We are whatever king, we are rata ho hamper, and then we want to concern ourselves in private matters of other people that has nothing to do with us, And for me, it's like engage, like it's lapo if only it has something to do with you. But borrow your private part. If they're borrowing your private part, then I feel yeah, you can have an opinion there. But if somebody's just living their lives, like you hating somebody because of the babs that they have, ludicrous, ludicrous. Anyway, so Athule had a boyfriend, according to reports. So I don't know if your boyfriend or a snake or ing, but not a lot of people like claiming their people out in public as well, So anyway, so probably it was after a night out or whatever it was, but Athule was with her boyfriend, go Mkhukhung, go Shak. See the other social issues that I also addressed last week, but we also addressed them bigger on our other platforms. Don't care, please, yeah, go subscribe there, go check out what we do there. But so they're in a shack here, and the boyfriend's cousin apparently comes back now in the wee hours. So I don't know if they shared the shack or if they shared the yacht, but in reports, and also remember, Lisikwa is quite low vibrational, so some things also get lost in translation. But it was reported that this guy went ballistic at the cousin, saying, Uguti, the cousin cannot be engaging in sexual matters with a man in his house. All right. So I don't know if they shared the shack, and is it different if he was sleeping with a a biologically a female presenting person? Was it gonna be a different situation? Probably because yeah, they hate us. They hate us. They really hate us. But anyway, so he went ballistic and started beating Athule up. And yeah, not that that was enough for him. He further poured petrol on him. What do you guys get petrol on a random? Yeah, on a random later. Where do you guys get petrol? But apparently, I'm gonna tell petrol. I'm gonna tell petrol unless this was something recurring and was premeditated. We don't know because, like I'm saying, under the radar, underreported. So poured petrol on Athule and then set the body alight. Where do you guys get the balls? Like you guys are brave, maar let's have a why let's have brave. You guys are brave when it comes to violence. You are so brave when it comes to violence. But anyway, so I said to this poor person I lied. So a neighbor heard this commotion, and now when they're coming through, and remember, like in the shack, so there's a chance for a shack and I catch a fire, the other shack will catch fire. But I'm not too sure Motherwell it designed wrong if it's just the shanty town fella or if it's like Orlando Kosoweto where it's a house and then back of the house would be shacks kind of situation. Yo, bara re phela masepa, Joe. It's botaki, re phela masepa. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, we need to fix our house. We really need to fix our house. And I think it starts with us loving each other, regardless of whatever life or whatever beliefs that you have. But anyway, that's stuff that we deal with on our other platform there. So anyway, so says this poor child of another woman, alight, Bamoseta alight. So when this neighbor comes, Uri, kanti wenzakalani? So this cousin lies. So he lies and says, "There's nobody inside. A candle fell, abo." And then now when they manage now to open, so this neighbor, thank you for listening to your gut. Thank you for listening to that intuition of yours. So with listening to that intuition, Kimo about the door was broken down of the shack. That's when they saw this poor child, the body of the child now up in flames, right? So the suspect apparently got arrested. And I hate how we always give dignity to the perpetrators. So we're not gonna mention their names, but nakiwata their names, even though allegedly. So we want them to, if they pay enough money, whatever it is, for them to be able to sanctify their image. Because I do know also in other cases, some people don't want that attachment or the stigma that comes, especially maybe if it's something that is false, the stigma that comes with whatever label, it was sort of like permanent. But I hate that we protect the dignity, yeah, the perpetrator of such a heinous crime, right? And this is an I account, so there's no way for kind of thing. So anyway, so this person is allegedly arrested here in that situation, and now my question and the family's question, because now it's just this open-ended loop, hore manje oya teng iring in this situation, like ujile or raja or no shapadi cuddles, and then now you're not even protecting your person, you're not even protecting this person oshasha nanglena, or this person that gives you some sort of warm feeling or feeling of some joy, So other people saying, Hurrah, he probably joined in this attack, where now sometimes moto ayitatole hora ungtragile or mina bengaboni. There's another dehumanizing video that was actually flying around of recent now, where now but undignifier where they're showing this person naked, but it was all fun times. It was all fun times, but then now you want to show that they have a private part that's not the private part that you're expecting. Misile mikhohlakele. Anyway, so suspect gets arrested now, and this case is still pending. It's open loop. So thank you, Mamba Online. Thank you, Out Community. Thank you for the people that were involved, the people that were asked to follow up, but we're not seeing any recent reports. So it might be because our justice system, Vele, is slow, or because Vele, marginalized group, Vele, it's only good in God's neighborhood, I guess, but a God for us all, Guluva for himself kind of situation. We don't know. So anyway, now we fast forward and we get word from the cousin. So the cousin's name is Tu Mingolo. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yeah, you Xhosa people have surnames that I've never seen in my life before. But Setu says that, this was really, really a disheartening case. Setu says they want to know what happened now. What happened in that situation? Where was the boyfriend in this situation? Why is the boyfriend also not arrested? Because they seem to be an accessory to this thing. So babhlungu kakhulu, and they have asked the out organization to please assist, because this was a human rights violation, to please assist in following up with this case. And the last reporting that we have was that this perpetrator was going to go to court on the 25th of November in 2022. But also on the Rolia Yadi cases in South Africa online, it is not available. There's no reports. Hashtag for justice for Athule ha exist. I literally saw one post here that. But yeah, this man, you would see also in, how people are lamenting and are crying for the life of Athule hore, ati motho o ne le motho. This was really, 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 really horrific what happened. And I hate how we need to ask questions like, so there's one sister who mentioned there hore, yeah, tell me this isn't true. But in Xhosa, yeah, I struggled a little bit there in reading, but understood, because, like I'm saying, our languages are quite phonetic. How you say it is how you understand it. And because I think I'm privileged enough also to be exposed to a lot of languages. So, but you're saying how, please tell me this is not true. Is this, she didn't say natural, but so is this normal? Yeah, the word that she used was normal. Was this normal or otherwise? And the person replied, Hore, no, it was otherwise. It was bad, Mdase. It was so bad. And I hate how now, as the queer community, we need to be desensitized now to our unaliving, and our unaliving, our violation, our dehumanizing. It's, yeah, I see how it's happening. And until somebody provides me the logic, until somebody provides me something concrete, Hore, we are doing this, we are unaliving you guys because of something as solid. So I'm battling to understand. I'm battling, Hore, you are raised by humans. I'm battling to understand the people that raised you, even if you're raised by the streets, but where is that God in you? Where is that loyo nombe leya no loyo, that nembeza in you, that nembeza in you iko kae when you are choosing now to take a life, like we are so divorced from who we are as a people that hariri very life, I know diet has a lot to do with it. I know lifestyle has a lot to do with it. Like I'm saying, sometimes we want to deal ka the effect versus the cause, and I don't want to use this as an excuse because little now we under the exact same cloud, but we know how to exist as humans. We know how to find that little love and that little God inside of ourselves. And this is an animal. This is a tree. Like some of us, even when you're taking a rose or a leaf from a tree, we give that respect to this living entity. A father tree, grandfather tree, grandmother tree, or a khosi khadi, or entire being. Ke kopa a leaf of yours. I want to use it for this purpose. Yeah, the insane people, I guess. But anyway, so the family has asked that these organizations can they please follow up on this case so that she gets justice. And yeah, like I'm saying, 25th of November 2022 is the last date, is the last report, is the last any hashtag I'm seeing regarding that, is the last outrage. But yeah, so a lot of people were more hurt versus angry with this case. But yes, under the radar, underreported. That is all I have for this case. Queen, may your blood speak wherever you are, wherever your soul is. May you find eventually peace when your case is resolved. Please fight wherever you are. Fight for what for these people to be brought to book. Or yes, including the boyfriend, for these people to be brought to book, for these people to be exposed. Hore actually you're worse than humans. A re tsebe gore mekgwa e tswa kae, e tswa kae, le rutile ke mang mekgwa e, usithathaphi leso sibindi sokushisa umuntu. But anyway, that is all I have for this case here. Please do subscribe if you are a true crime junkie, and if you are enjoying how we are relaying these cases and yeah, just unpacking them with the little information that we have access to. So to the family as well and the loved ones as well, may you please find comfort, may you please find peace eventually. Nikole kube kuhle, kube mhlophe, lobumnyama budede from you guys, and please stay safe. Please guys, let us act as humans. Let's spread love, let's spread kindness, let's spread respect. Happy today and stay safe out there.